Have you ever felt like the modern rulebook for a successful life is, well, missing something? Deep inside some of the oldest Buddhist scriptures, there's this collection of verses called the Suttanipāta, and it offers a pretty radical alternative. Now, these aren't just dusty old poems. They're huge ideas that challenge pretty much everything we think we know about wealth, about who we are, and about what it means to be happy. So let's get into it.
First up, let's tackle a question we all ask ourselves, right? What does it actually mean to be wealthy, to feel secure? The Suttanipāta goes straight for this one, and its answer, well, it might just surprise you.
So the first big lesson here is a complete reimagining of wealth, and we see it play out in this amazing dialogue between a really rich herdsman named Danya and the Buddha himself, right as a storm is about to hit.
Okay, just look at this contrast. It's incredible. On one side, you have the herdsman. His security comes from his stuff, his food, his house, his fire, all things that are outside of him, things that are vulnerable. But on the other side, you've got the Buddha. His security is totally internal, a mind that's free from anger, that's wide open to the world, a mind where the fires of craving have been put out. One is totally dependent on things going right, the other is unshakable, no matter what.
And this quote just hits it home, doesn't it? The Buddha points out this massive paradox. The very things we cling to for safety and happiness are also the biggest sources of our worry and our pain. So real wealth, as this text sees it, isn't about having more to hold on to, it's about needing less to feel at peace.
And it builds from there, because the Suttanipāta doesn't just stop at what we have. It goes even deeper and redefines who we are. It says that our identity, our real worth, has nothing to do with our family or our social status. There's this part, the Vassala Sutta, where the Buddha gets called an outcast. Now, in his society, that was a huge deal. It was a label you were born with, and you were stuck with it. But the Buddha just flips the whole idea on its head. He says an outcast isn't about who your parents were. An outcast is defined by their character, by how they choose to act. It's all about what you do, and he gets super specific about it. He says an outcast is anyone who lacks compassion, anyone who steals, who lies, who won't even take care of their own aging parents, or who's just eaten up by anger and resentment. Think about that. Suddenly, a king could be an outcast, and a poor farmer could be noble. It's this powerful shift from a fixed label to an identity that we are actively creating with every single choice we make.
So, if wealth isn't our possessions, and identity isn't our birthright, how on earth do we find this inner freedom? Well, the Suttanipāta gives us one of the most powerful metaphors you'll ever find to explain it, the image of a snake shedding its skin.
It all starts with the stuff that traps us on the inside. The text says a wise person first learns to let go of that anger that flares up. You know, that's the first tight layer of old skin to be shed.
And then, the process just keeps going. You start peeling away these other heavy burdens we all carry around. The Pali text talks about shedding that burning fire of passion, ragam, that endless nagging thirst for more, that's tanam, and that puffed-up sense of self-importance, or manam.
And all of this leads to the climax of the metaphor, captured in this beautiful Pali phrase you see on the screen, urago jinnamiva tacham pornam. It means you shed all of it. The anger, the craving, the pride, you get rid of it completely. Just like a snake wriggles free from a skin that's gotten too small, too tight, a skin it just doesn't need anymore.
And what are you left with? You're renewed. You're liberated. By letting go of all that internal baggage, you can finally move through the world unburdened, untangled, truly free.
But this wisdom isn't just about getting rid of the negative. There's also an active, positive practice to build up. This is where we learn about metta, which means loving kindness. It's a practical method for totally transforming your entire state of mind. The Metta Sutta basically gives us a step-by-step guide. You start with this simple, powerful wish, may all beings be happy. Then you just expand it. You send that wish out in every direction, to every kind of being, with zero exceptions. You let that feeling grow until it's boundless, radiating everywhere. And then the text says to protect this state of mind with the same fierce, unconditional love a mother has for her only child. It's just a profound and life-changing practice.
So, let's just zoom out for a second. In just a few ancient verses, we've been given a completely new way to look at our lives. Our idea of wealth has been challenged, our sense of self has been redefined by our actions, and we've been given this incredible metaphor for letting go and a real practice for building love. And that brings the whole thing right back to us, here and now. After exploring all this ancient wisdom, the real question is, What is the old, worn-out skin, that attachment, that old identity, that anger that you are ready to leave behind so that you can walk on completely free?